Hello, everybody. Welcome to our presentation on Bad Friends Hot Sauce. I'm Kevin Lang. I'm joined by Ryan Tilley and Yash Mehta. So, a little background on Bad Friends Hot Sauce. We offer a variety of great tasting hot sauces with a focus on ethically sourced and sustainable ingredients. At the beginning, we're going to be offering three high quality products with their own unique style and use. First, a barbecue style sauce, which goes great on burgers, ribs, and chicken. A mild hot sauce with a focus on unique flavors. And extreme hot sauce for the customers that want to experience more heat. The Bad Friends Hot Sauce brand is all encompassed by our one simple motto: Bad Friends, Good Times. Taking a look at our value proposition, we offer consumers a unique brand, great tasting products that prioritize taste over heat, all high quality, ethically sourced ingredients, and the fact that we're a local company separates us from the competition. The majority of our key resources come in the form of ingredients, things such as peppers and chilies, vinegar, salt, and any unique flavors we plan on using, such as blueberry, raspberry, orange. And also resources come in the form of the bottles we use to package and an FDA-approved site to actually produce the sauce.
Our customer segments model focuses on two main customer segments and two potential future segments. The first, local consumers, refers to consumers who like to purchase locally produced products. For example, people who shop at local markets or grow their own food. The second customer segment is what we are calling flavor pioneers. This refers to consumers who already enjoy exotic and international flavor profiles. We found this to be a very popular segment after our research and feedback sessions. Our first future customer segment is restaurants with a focus on local independent ownerships. This refers to trendy local places that see lots of traffic on a regular basis. The intention would be for the restaurants to provide the sauce as a table condiment akin to ketchup or HP sauce, as well as utilizing it in the preparation of the food. An example you could see on the menu would be chicken wings that have the option to be tossed in our hot sauce, or perhaps a burger with our sauce on it. Our other potential future customer segment will be vendors. This segment refers to stores willing to sell our sauce on their shelves. Chains and franchises will be targeted, along with smaller independent grocers and vendors like farmers markets and specialty shops. Once the product becomes available, we will have three main distribution channels, the first of those being online sales. We're going to be developing a simple website using Shopify's design interface and utilize their virtual selling tools to sell the product. We will also use pop-up shops to sell our sauces. These will be targeted at high foot traffic events like sports games or annual events, festivals, and really anything else that sees a lot of traffic. It could be as simple as a tent and table with some hot sauces to sample. This will help put a face to the brand and build our presence. The storefront channel will take the form as a booth at the Wolfville Farmers Market and provide the same benefits as the pop-up storefront on a more consistent basis to give the consumers the opportunity to develop easily accessible loyalty to the brand.
The cost structure for Bad Friends is divided into two separate components. One of these components is sunk costs, while the other component is product costs. Within the sunk cost, the first cost is related to the recipe of the actual product. We will be buying different ingredients and different things to experiment and find a product that is good enough to be bottled and go onto the shelves. The second sunk cost is related to marketing and advertising expenses. This will include giving away products for free to students going to meal hall so that they could try the sauce on the meals up there, or paying someone to market our product for us. In terms of product cost, the biggest cost comes from purchasing the raw materials and ingredients required to make hot sauce. This will include all the types of chilies and special ingredients such as blueberries and citruses to make the actual product. Next up would be bottling and packaging expenses. This includes hiring an FDA-approved commercial facility or a kitchen to produce our actual sauce in large numbers. Our revenue model is pretty straightforward and very simple. Our revenue will directly come from product sales where consumers can buy directly from us individually from our website, or initially just from our physical rooms, and potentially from vendors or a booth at craft shows and other trade shows, etc. We have four major partners in our partner network. Our first partner would be the chili suppliers from which we will buy the chilies from. We would like to establish a healthy relationship with these suppliers, as we believe that having a good relationship with the suppliers will help us not only get the highest quality products on a consistent basis, but it could also potentially help us get lower prices as well. Our next partners would be the farmers market vendors. These would be vendors from different markets all over the region, including the Wolfville Farmers Market and the Canning Market Store, for unique and exotic products such as passion fruit, spiced blueberries, and other ingredients we'll be using for our hot sauces. The third one would be organizations that we can work with to assist us in bottling and packaging the actual sauce. Due to food regulations, we cannot package and sell our sauce from our own kitchen. We will need an FDA-approved kitchen to help us pack and sell these sauces. That is why a good relationship with these organizations will be really crucial in helping us selling these sauce. Lastly, we will have friends and family as one of our important partners because initially they will help us advertise and promote the sauces through word of mouth advertising, and they will be our most important supporters at the first initial stages. Our interview process and the feedback we received from our interviews was really significant. We conducted approximately 30 interviews, and these interviews validated a lot of our assumptions and also proved some of our assumptions wrong. We realized that people indeed do care about issues such as sustainability, and they care about where the food comes from and how the food is grown. We also learned that people were not only curious, but were more than keen on trying hot sauces that delivered more than just a spiciness and had some kind of unique element to it. On our assumptions that were proved wrong, we learned that consumers do not use nearly as much sauce as we thought that they use. We learned that some people barely even use hot sauce on a daily basis, where we assume that people use hot sauces daily. Some common themes we identified over our interviews was that people cared more about taste over spiciness or the kick from sauces. People were really wanting to try different ingredients, and people cared about local or ethically sourced ingredients and were willing to pay a premium on products that were sourced ethically and were nutritious and better for themselves and for the environment.
So here we have the first version of our business model canvas from the start of the semester. And after our feedback, you'll see we made quite a few changes. So here's our second version. In yellow, we have things that have remained from the first version. Green are things we've added. And then on the red stickies are things we've taken away from the original version. And for this presentation, I'm just going to touch on the things that we've either added or taken away and speak a little bit to why we did that. So starting with the key partners, we added pepper suppliers and we took away local farms, Acadia Food Lab collaborations, and international suppliers. So we turned it into just pepper suppliers because we are unsure where we're going to go for sourcing. Local producers are a little bit thin right now, and international suppliers have some barriers as well. Imports can be difficult. So our key activities portion kept roughly the same from the original version, but we did add perpetual recipe innovation, and this just means that part of our key activities will be consistently finding new flavors to add to the hot sauce. The key resources section actually saw almost a complete overhaul, but really it's just reworded so it's a little more focused in that part of the canvas. So we added FDA-approved facilities. The sauce to be bottled and sold needs to be produced in an approved facility, so we definitely had to add that. And then we broke up our raw materials into peppers, vinegar, salt, and unique flavors. And this is because we realized the importance of quality of all components. As some of these sauces recipes can be very simple, it's really important to us to have high quality in all the ingredients to produce the best possible sauce. So for our value proposition portion, everything stayed pretty much the same, except we took away local, because as previously mentioned, we're not entirely sure if that's going to be the route we go with our supply, and therefore we wouldn't be able to include it in our value proposition. Customer relationships also saw almost a complete overhaul. We have added social media, feedback events, and redeemables. And redeemables refer to vouchers, things like that that can incentivize people to buy the sauce. We want to have as well a really good social media presence, consistent posting, interactive with the audience, and as well feedback events. So this could take the form of a pop-up with lots of free samples. We could really get a lot out of that. So for the channels, we added ourselves as channels to distribute. Face-to-face interactions could result in some sales, so we wanted to consider that. And we also decided to go with a website. Our customer segments portion saw some additions. We added restaurants, travelers, remote workers, and stores. So restaurants have become increasingly important to us. We saw some good opportunity to be used not only as a table condiment, as previously mentioned, but also in the preparation of the food. Travelers is something we're still considering, making smaller sized hot sauce for portable access. Remote workers and travelers kind of go hand in hand, so they would also need the smaller bottle, perhaps if they were packing light. Our revenue streams portion didn't see too much change. We did take away brand collaboration because after looking into it, we realized that it probably couldn't count as a revenue stream for us, but still definitely part of our key partnerships. And finally, our cost structure portion of the canvas. It didn't see quite a complete overhaul, but really we just broke it down into simpler terms. So for sunk costs, we have recipe development and promotional activities and marketing. And product costs, we have raw materials, bottling, and packaging. Just a little easier to digest when looking at the new canvas.
So a few of our next steps include recipe development. This includes experimenting with different unique flavors as well as collecting feedback from consumers. We also need to start working on brand development, which includes raising brand awareness as well as creating a brand image. And one of the most important parts of this is to create a label / the packaging design. We also need to start working on our supplier relationships to find things like chilies and also manufacturers. And finally, we need to start working on the distribution channels, and one of the main parts of this will be creating our own website.
There's definitely still lots of work to do on this project, but we think we have a really good start on it, and we're going to continue to reiterate and develop new recipes and prototypes and just keep working on this as a group, and we're definitely ready for VC2. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Does anybody have any questions?